Greetings. Welcome to uh, we are having spiritual discussions on Saturday, spiritual conversation. I'm Reverend Rodney Gittens. So glad to be here with you, whether it's as live or whether you're joining us live or um, catching a recording. So welcome, Shay Bird. So glad to have you here for this spiritual conversation. And what we're doing today is we are closing the month of November, and we just finished up many people around this country celebrating Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Day. And of course, we're going to look at it and discuss it, and all are welcome to contribute the spiritual uh, attributes of Thanksgiving, how to appreciate Thanksgiving and gratitude, not just from a holiday perspective, but from an everyday perspective. I'd like to think of all of these holy days with the qualities of love and peace and joy, and whether it's Christmas or Easter or any religion, uh, that we get to go beyond celebrating it on one day. So, how can we use Thanksgiving moving forward and to use the attitude, the idea, the quality, the principles of Thanksgiving, giving thanks every day, especially from a science of mind viewpoint? And I want to share. I am going to share. I'd like to share and welcome you to join in some of the this conversation. I do have some quotes that I'm going to bring up. And the first one is actually from Ernest Holmes, of course, the founder of Science of Mind and Spirit. And it says, there is something in this attitude of thanksgiving that carries us beyond the field of doubt into one of perfect faith and acceptance, receptivity, realization. That is from Ernest Holmes. And not only it's more than just a surface level. I give thanks. Uh, um, yeah, I'm grateful. Um, we have to embrace these words, these concepts, these ideas, and take them in so that we get to experience what perfect faith and acceptance is, being receptive, because we're just not saying the words, even though we can write them very easily on a on a card, a greeting card that already says it for us most of the time. And how much do we embody this attitude of gratitude? Is it just for one day a year, or maybe the day before and the day after? You know, how does it relate to you? Thanksgiving. And so this attitude is one of receptivity. So it's very interesting when you think about that. What are we receiving? Well, it may make sense to all of you. Hopefully, you already know this. If not, you're going to find out now that there's no way to give unless you've already received. Okay? It says there is something in this attitude for receptivity. There's a realization of givingness. And before you can give, you've got to receive. Okay? If you're planting seeds, you're putting seeds into the ground. So the ground is receiving the seed. So if we're taking it in a parallel way of looking at it, if we're planting seed thoughts into the universe, the fertile ground of the universe, we are planting seeds. Okay, so the universe is receiving. Now, I'd like to also say that the universe is God, or however you want to put it. Those seed thoughts don't just come from us. It's a mind that is shared by all. So we're already linked with the one mind that is already operating on our behalf or on our behold. It's like, so we have these seed thoughts that we are impressing into the fertile law of the universe. It's this That's nature. I just want to quickly say that um, in the book The Inward Journey by Howard Thurman, in a one of his readings, writings, is in the harvest of the heart. He starts off by saying, "This is a season of gathering in, the season of the harvest in nature." And we have to think about that. Well, we get to harvest what? What we have planted, what we have planted into the fertile ground of life itself. And as we do that, yeah, we have to nurture what we've planted. Right? So we plant seeds and into the ground. I mean, physically, if we're farmers, we're planting the seeds and we just don't walk away and leave them, right? We have to nurture them. We have to make sure that they're getting what they need to sprout and grow into what it is that we desire. Okay. And it's an interesting thing during the planting season. Many people celebrate during the planting season. They are already grateful, giving thanks, knowing that there is something that's working on their behalf, that as they plant the seeds, they are going to have a harvest. They're not planting seeds and, oh, I don't know if it's going to work. They plant them with a firm belief of receptivity, of an attitude that says, yes, I am in line with nature. And so we get to do that with our thoughts. We get to plant our seed thoughts with faith, as it also mentioned in that quote. Yeah, we get to actually believe on a deep level of faith, knowing that what we plant is going to come to pass. It's going to grow. And as I mentioned before about celebrating the harvest to come, there's a quote by Hildegard of Bingen, and he says, "All of creation is a song of praise to God." And gee, let's take a look at that very quickly. All of creation, everything that we can see, touch, hear, feel, smell, and all of that is, which is beyond our five senses or six senses or seven senses. Yeah. All of that is a song of praise to the Creator, to God. So just your purpose, your presence is a song of praise. You are created in the spiritual image and likeness of the Creator. And so therefore, you are living a life of song, which is praising that which has created you. So we don't get to take it for granted. And I love this because in this teaching, we realize that our thoughts are things, that they matter and they make matter out of seemingly nothing. So words can have power. And that's something important to remember. Also, I'm going to read something from The Hidden Power of the Bible by Ernest Holmes. And there's no quote that's going to pop up on the screen, so I'm just going to read this. It says, the word you use has power only as it is one with power. So our words have to be in alignment with the energy, with the power. It also says literally the word has no power of itself. The word is a mold which decides what form the thought is to take as it assumes shape and becomes a part of our conditions. It also goes on to say, the word gives form to the unformed. The greater the consciousness behind the word, the more power it will have. Just words without conviction have no power, and just conviction without words will never stir up latent energy. There must be a combination of the two to make a complete thing. That's from the Word of Power, page 129, Hidden Power of the Bible. And I bring that up because even as we give thanks, as I mentioned earlier, we're not just using a greeting card that says, hey, thanks. I'm grateful. We've got to embody the thought and the feeling, the conviction. We've got to put them together for them to really have an effect. It's a cause and effect, and we are the cause. We are being the cause with the way we use our words. And, it's like you're planting seeds. Remember, your seed thoughts are going to grow. This is a quick sidebar. Uh, how many people do you know use the word hate? And they don't just say, oh, I hate you. They, for some reason, will put a lot of power behind it, with conviction. Oh, I hate whatever it is. And guess what? They're going to continue to grow more reasons to find a reason to hate. Okay. Now, conversely, do you know people who say love with that kind of conviction? Oh, I love whatever it is. I love ice cream. I love life. I love my relationships. I love whatever it is I'm about in the world. Well, the universe is going to like, great, I got it. I feel the power. I hear the word and brings it together. And there we harvest more of that which we get to love. And we get to love more than which we harvest. It works both ways. And so it's just very interesting how this time of Thanksgiving is not just a one-time act. Oh, we get together and we eat and we give thanks. Somebody say grace. Okay, and that's it. Well, let's go further. Let's take it deeper. And there's another quote I want to bring up about praise and thanksgiving. It says praise and thanksgiving are really attributes of recognition. They are affirmations of the divine presence, the divine abundance, and the divine givingness. That's from Science of Mind, page 324, Science of Mind textbook. Praise and thanksgiving. Think about what we mentioned earlier, the attitudes. The attitudes that we carry, a lot of times we don't even pay attention to. You go throughout your day with a certain general attitude. Sometimes we wait until something happens for our attitude to rise up, to become more apparent, to recognize, the recognition of life, of how we are treating life today. It's not about how's life treating you, how are we treating life today. And so praise and thanksgiving, affirmations, we are affirming the divine presence. We are affirming the presence of the divine, the presence of God, of the Creator, as the song of praise, the divine abundance, unlimited, remember, and the divine givingness. So again, let's go back to being a farmer. Their lives. I'm talking about not the ones who are mass producing for, the world. I'm talking about individual farmers who are there with their family and they've got their plot of land, or maybe it's your backyard garden, whatever it is, and there is a recognition that there is way more going on besides you just planting a seed in the ground. That there is that recognition of the abundant nature of the universe that's going to provide everything that you need. Maybe if it doesn't rain, you got a garden hose. There are ways that we can appreciate what the law does. The law could care less. It just does what it does. The law just does. That's what it does. That's what it do. It's like, okay, well, you planted it. I got it from here. Let's make it happen. And we recognize this. We recognize, meaning we know it and we're knowing it again. We recognize it. We are aware of it and become even more deeply aware that there is something working for us. However, it's only working for us as, again, we sing the song of praise. We make that recognition. Okay, we appreciate the process. Now, there's this thing about appreciation, and I have to mention, I love this time of year, and I use this all year round, about tag. Tag, you're it. TAG. And when you're playing tag, and my idea of tag, and I didn't invent it, I'm just bringing it up now, is thanksgiving, appreciation, and gratitude. You go through life tagging someone, something, and that's only because it feels good. It's like you don't get to just keep everything for yourself. You can't hoard whatever comes to you, because it's like you can't give with your hands closed if you're holding on to everything that you've gotten. And in that respect also, not only can you not give, you cannot receive with a closed hand, with a closed mind, with a closed heart, with closed arms. Thank you so much for putting that up. Who will you tag today? Start with yourself. Tag yourself and then tag others, and let that be a wonderful way to plant seeds. Tag seeds. Thank you so much for this. And so when we think about Thanksgiving, it's very easy to again think of it only as a one-time affair, as one and done. And one of the things I also like to mention, and please feel free to put any comments if you want to share any comments. Yeah. Oh, and here we are. Yeah. We do have some faith. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Wayne, for showing up. Pray with two hands. I like that. You get to be open and available to receive and to give. I know there are peoples who, when they are in a circle or whatever form, and they are doing prayer, they have one hand open and the other touching the other person's hand with the hand closed. And so one hand is for receiving and the other hand is for giving. And that's something that you can practice with your people. Just hold each other's hand like that, put one hand in another. And you can even feel the flow of energy. You can feel that power and energy that is moving through each and every one of us. Again, this probably came up earlier in the year, talking about science of mind and oneness. The fact that it's very easy to be deceived, thinking that where I end, that's the end of it. That's the end of existence for me, and not thinking that there's a connection with another person, meaning that they'll be deceived by the physical. That's a limited concept of life, that we are more than flesh and blood. We are this unlimited energy, and this unlimited energy doesn't stop at the end of my fingertips or the beginning of yours, or the painting at the chapel, in Rome, where the fingers are almost touching, God almost touching man. Well, actually, we're connected, and we could not be connected. It's just not possible. That energy is flowing. And so for that, we get to be grateful in the faith, in knowing that there is a divine connection. And we can always find reasons to be thankful and grateful. And the best part about it all, you don't even need a reason. Don't even need a reason to be grateful. Ah, what a relief. Can you imagine waking up and wanting to start a gratitude list and don't even have to put anything on it? Just be grateful, be thankful. Of course, you can add something to it later, but an attitude of gratitude is all you need. There is a Meister Eckhart has a very simple quote. He says, if the only prayer you say in your entire life is thank you, that would suffice. Imagine that. If you say thank you without having to preface it, like, oh, this happened to me, so I'm going to say thank you. Well, I'm going to say thank you because. Let your prayer be of thanks. Just say, thank you. Thank God. I give thanks. Keep it simple, you know? And just feel that. Because we don't have to really have anything have to happen. Okay. Because then all of a sudden we become bound in a limited way to experiences that occur. And what if nothing seems to occur? We're just going to sit there and not be grateful and thankful just because? And I say that because we get to be the cause. As I mentioned earlier, the more we give thanks, the more we're going to get to be thankful about. Okay. A lot of people just want to wait until they're given something to be thankful for. Maybe you know someone like that, and maybe we can practice with people and just say, hi, well, thank you. And they'll say, well, I haven't done anything yet. And we get to say, you didn't have to. Try that on. See how that feels. Do it with yourself. Do your mirror work. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Oh, thank you. Doesn't even have to be a reason. And the reasons will come. As I mentioned, the words have power, but you have to have the conviction. You have to have the faith. Okay? And the word. You just can't throw it out there without any specific attachment to it. Attach your feelings. What feelings? You have your faith, but within that, you have the love, you have the joy. Okay, joy doesn't depend on anything happening. That's happiness. Joy is on its own. How grateful I am knowing that I have joy all the time. Even in the midst of sadness, there can be joy. Okay? There are things that we get to work on that allow us to have more gratitude and more joy. Why? Because we're living in the now. It's always about now. And I want to also read. Yes, let me see. Yes, it says praise and thanksgiving. Oh, did I do that one already? Oh, yes. I was talking about living affirmatively. And affirmations are a very strong way in which we get to remind ourselves of the divine intention that we have. You plant seeds, we affirm that it's growing. We don't even have to see the roots going on below the ground. We can give thanks. And thank you is only when we live affirmatively that we are happy. Thank you for catching that. Thank you. It's just this is it. When we are living with positive affirmations, okay, we're affirming the truth. That we are affirming that I know there's a law that works for me in accordance to my word and my conviction, my faith. Yes, I'll be happy. You know why I'm going to be happy? Because I'm seeing the proof. I'm knowing that it is showing up. And how easy is it to practice that? This is all about practicing. We're all practitioners of truth. And some people are practitioners of a truth for them that they may not appreciate. Okay, so we have to be very careful about what we say we are grateful for, and that what we appreciate. And we do it in an affirmative way, in positive affirmative way. It's very easy to have negative affirmations. This is never going to work out. You hear people talk like that. They tend to not be grateful for the things that are showing up in their lives. But the universe just recognizes the energy. and it sticks it with the word. And that's what's going to show up. The universe, the laws of the universe is how is it said? They're no respecter of persons. They're going to take that energy, that power that you use, and use it in a way that seems like that's what you want. Okay? So important to be mindful and to live affirmatively in a positive way. Live and speak that way. Okay. So there is another quote that I'd like to share that I'm just going to read. And it says, in everything, give thanks. An attitude of gratitude is most salutary, and we speak the realization that we are now in heaven. How we love to do for those who cooperate with and are grateful for our small endeavors. Gratitude is one of the chief graces of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity. Science of Mind, text page 497. And it's important to realize that, yes, we are now in heaven. Heaven is what you make it, what you say it is. It's really incredible that an attitude of gratitude that we speak, that the good that we desire is already happening for us. As I mentioned earlier, having during the planting season, songs of praise, of gratitude for what we know is already going to blossom for us. It's going to show up so that this time of year, we are already living in the space of appreciation, gratitude, thanksgiving. Yes. So, let me see if I can just add this here. Yes. So, one of the things that I did want to mention also is that when it comes to the harvest, and we recognize the abundant nature of the universe, that it gives of itself. I mean, it just does what it is. As I mentioned, the law does what is impressed upon it to do. It doesn't judge. And honestly, neither should we. And this is not a judgment. All I'm saying is, as we judge, is the law of cause and effect, as I mentioned from the beginning. And it doesn't matter what religion you follow, cause and effect is going to be present in all of them. Some people call it karma. Whatever you impress upon life, into the universe, into the laws of nature, there's going to be a response. It's going to be a reply. And hopefully that what you plant, you're going to get. You're not going to plant an apple tree and expect oranges and then get upset because it's not apples. Okay. So whatever relationship you're in, planting seeds of love from within, because all of this comes from within. Okay. All of your power, your words, your thoughts, the way that you use your energy comes from within. Okay. So when things show up and we don't like the way they show up, it's not for us to judge. It's for us to take a look at it and say, hey, wait a minute. Is this really what I want? Is this what I desire? Do I get to blame the soil? No, the soil is just receptive. It's like the law. It says, well, that's what you planted. Well, I thought that's what you wanted. Okay. And so is that what we're giving thanks for? There is something, however, there's a quote that says, in all things, give thanks. Okay. In everything, give thanks. An attitude of gratitude, again, is most salutary. And we speak the realization that we are now in heaven. Now. Every moment is now. In everything, not for everything. It's very important. There are things that are happening. Hey, I thought I planted a different seed. Am I very grateful for that? Here's this quote again. It says, "Gratitude is one of the chief graces of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity." Science of Mind text, page 497. And so we get to practice the conscious awareness and not judge, but be grateful. Well, I meant to plant an apple tree and I got oranges. I'm going to be grateful I got oranges and still plant an apple tree, apple seeds. And so we get to, in each moment, there's a reason to be thankful and grateful. We can tag every moment with thankfulness, appreciation, and gratitude. Okay. It might be raining, it might rain all day. I want to go out and play. However, there's something being fed in nature from that rain. Okay. This is a water planet. We got to have water. We can't stop the rain. Right? Again, no judgment. There's a reason. Even if we don't know what that reason is, can we be grateful and thankful? They say every cloud has a silver lining. There's going to be a reason. However, an attitude of gratitude means we don't have to wait for a reason. We don't have to wait for something to happen for us to determine or decide if we're going to be grateful. Start off with the gratitude. Start off with being thankful. Start off with appreciation. There's something about appreciation I'd love to share. How many of you have bank accounts or whatever kind of financial product that you're having to grow your money? Well, the way that the financial realm is set up is that your money, when you invest it, appreciates. Some of these vehicles appreciate more than others. You have bonds and CDs and insurance and all these different ways to invest your money. They appreciate. And so that which you invest your time, your feeling, your presence, your power, your energy, your words, and do them positively affirmative or affirmatively positive, it's going to appreciate. That is an investment of your time, your energy, your love, okay, your words. And so you want to appreciate, because as you appreciate, that which you are using is going to grow. You're going to grow, have more of love, more money, more of the good that you desire, that you appreciate. You have friends, you appreciate your friends, your family. Well, they're going to want to do more with you or for you. Yes, does that make sense? If not, give it a try. See what happens. And don't just try it once, because folks may like, hey, you've never tried to appreciate me before. What's going on? Well, keep doing it. Let it become a habit. Let them become used to it and watch what grows. Okay. As you appreciate what you've planted, you appreciate it. You put water on it. Okay. You take the weeds out, anything that's going to get in the way of that growth. That's appreciation for what you've already started. And it's going to have the results that you desire. And do that in all of your affairs. We practice these principles because we know it's not just a one and done. Okay, the Thanksgiving Day feast and celebration. Yeah, it lingers for a while. The good feelings, all of that. Oh yeah, I had a great time. Feels good for a while. The after effects. But so easily we can allow for things to happen which are going to determine how we feel, and forgetting that it's an inside job. Not only happiness, but recognizing the joy and the love, and that we have a choice in how we choose to feel. We get to be grateful that we get to own our feelings. Feelings don't have to own us. Isn't that something worth being grateful about? I just want to take a quick peek. And yeah. And if anybody has anything they'd like to contribute, feel free to do so. And again, um, as I'm bringing this to a close, I just want to remind everyone that Thanksgiving Day, which is strictly, or not strictly, however, a mostly North American holiday, uh, doesn't have to be a one time affair. Every day, every moment is an opportunity to play tag, to practice thanksgiving, thankfulness, appreciation, and gratitude. Start with yourself. Who will you tag today? Who's number one? Start with yourself. You don't have to do it in front of a mirror. Just give yourself a hug. If you don't give yourself a hug, just think those thoughts and think and feel what goes along with it. Okay? And it's okay to play. And it's okay if nobody else wants to play with you. But if you tag them, tag you're it. And maybe some of you have never heard me say this. However, IT is my acronym that I like to use for infinite truth. Tag, you're it. You are the infinite truth. What is the infinite truth? Infinite truth is that God is all there is. Yesterday, today, forever. And you are it. You are the presence of the divine. Oh, that's plenty to tag with. You are tagging someone, reminding them that they are it, the presence of the divine. So I give thanks for being able to be here with each and every one of you. Again, live, or if you're watching the recording, it's still the power and energy of love that is transcending what we would call, now and then. It's always now. It's on. It's always now. And the presence of heaven is right where each and every one of us is. So we're always creating what heaven looks like and feels like for each and every one of us. So tag, you're it. Peace and blessings, and keep tuning in to New Thought Media Network. Thank you for tuning in to Science of Mind and Spirit on Saturday. This conversation doesn't happen without you. Thank you, Wayne, and thank you for all those who joined, who maybe I can't see right now. Linda, thank you, Linda, and Shay, thank you, and spread the word. Feel free to send this message, to others, and tag them. That's another way to tag folk too. And tag, you're it. Peace and blessings.